fucking life sucks, man. Life just sucks. Life is hell, man. This is hell. We all in hell already, man. We trapped in this motherfucker.
There's no hell, okay? And there's no heaven, because for what I was shown was that the next dimension is not the last one. That there's more work to get to God, okay? But you have to be here first. This is where your core is delivered. You start out as a nothing, an innocent baby, so to speak. And then you live this physical world for as long as that may be. And for some it's not very long, and for some it's a very long time. But we all interact in a way that in the end, they told me why, and for years, all I could think about was, of course, that's why. And it stuck with me as one of those things that just freaked me out, freaked my mom out, as I made her take me from church to church to church to church before I read about every religion on the planet, trying to find a little piece of what I lost and trying to understand what I'd gone through. And it was only until I looked at physics that I understood how simple it is to understand this universe, and how could we all be individuals? How's that possible? Well, it's only possible here in the physical universe, okay, where you have mass and gravity, okay? This is the only place it can happen. And you become you're almost in a reality of your own. Okay, a reality of your own making by choice, because of your motion through this time-space environment. Because you live on a flat fucking sheet. That's the weirdest thing. You live on a flat sheet of zero dimensionality. Okay, this place is not real. We are a holographic projection of information that's coming from somewhere we don't know where it's coming from. Is it some kind of advanced quantum computer by beings that lived in a universe a million times longer than, I mean, are there beings that are 1,000 billion years old? Right? I mean, our little brains can't comprehend that, no more than an amoeba can comprehend a human. That doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean it's not true. When you start looking at the weird shit in physics, it's like, holy fuck. Okay, so is this predestination? I mean, did I really have choice? Then you have to understand, again, where I was, time didn't exist. Before, after, during, in the moment, before the moment, after the moment, was all the same and interchangeable in any number of a million ways, okay? No meaning. And because one of the things they told me, they showed me myself, which was not a pleasant picture. And they said, well, I asked them, I said, who's that guy over there? And he was just this most dejected figure in black with a hood, and he was kind of like hiding. And they said, you know who that is. And see, when I was studying religion, I always pictured that as Satan coming for me, that kind of weird religious fucking thing. And no, that was me. That's what you look like there. That's why the little girls that were there, when I first appeared with this violent wham, it's like there was two little girls there, and they were looking up at me because I was floating. I couldn't touch the ground. And they were freaked the fuck out. They were like, you shouldn't be here. And I could see in their eyes that they weren't scared of me, but they were like more than shocked that I had appeared in front of them. So for some reason, coming here and living in this physical world creates this base. You can't have light without darkness, okay? You come and you experience time. You experience physicality. Okay, you create your own reality by moving through time space on your own individual vectors. Okay, throughout your life, and that's how you become an individual entity. And when you die, you can call it a soul or whatever it is that people want to call it. Okay, which is your quantum information. That's the only thing permanent. It's the only thing permanent. Okay, can't be destroyed. And that is what traverses into this next dimension, where all information is accessible. And that's why I had all knowledge when I was there. And I could understand the answers they were telling me, and I was asking questions that a child my age should not even understood. Even with my knowledge about physics now, I couldn't have asked those questions. And they were giving me answers that were so simple and clean and elegant and beautiful that it was, of course, of course, of course. For years, it just shook me, okay? Every single waking moment, it shook me. Because there was a reason why we exist here. And if it didn't come back, I couldn't have that. And I always thought of that as a, wow, so this place is all full of love and forgiveness, but if I don't go back and live this hell, of course they didn't show me the hell it was going to be till afterwards. But when they showed me God, they said, you have to go back or you can't have this. And see, I never understood that. I thought that is cruel and ungodlike and unloving, like if this is all love and everything, okay? Because they told me you could stay, but you can't have that, which was God. And see, now I understand, because I could stay there as long as I wanted, but if I did come back, I would be living the exact same life in the exact same time. It's not like, oh, well, here you can change you can go back as Bob Smith, or you can go back as, Billy Bob, or you can go back as Madonna. No, listen, if you go back, you're going to go back exactly as you. Why? Because you were you before you came here, you're you when you're here, and you're you when you go back. So if people that commit suicide, this is what happens. You just come back. And see, I think those people that were there that I saw, possible suicides. I don't know. I don't remember asking that question. I don't remember even sensing the notion of that kind of question as a child. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Because they said you could stay if you want, but you can't have that. And for me, that's choosing suicide. Because you have to have God. I'm telling you, it's as amazing as where I was, nothing compared to God. So there's still another gate between where I went and where God is. Is this because my special circumstance that I was going to come back, or I had a choice to come back? Because I wasn't supposed to drown on that day? Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I begged my mom to go there. It was freezing ass cold. It was a completely cloudy, nasty ass day. My mom knew the trek with watermelons wasn't going to be coming this Saturday. And I insisted on going, and that's why I drowned, because of the lighting. And it was so cold. But the lighting, I couldn't see. Normally, I could see, oh, here's daylight over here. I just swim from the pontoons over here. And that day, it all looked the same. And I ended up drowning. And it was violent going in, and it was violent coming out. And I attacked the guy that resuscitated me after 6 minutes. And how this guy who had all this medical training saw I was in trouble, went out, fucking found me, came back, resuscitated me, and I attacked him like an animal, they said. Because I got tricked. You see, I had to have God, so I'm going to come back. I decided, yeah, no doubt, I want that, I'm coming back. Then they gave me this other knowledge about before, during, and after, and they showed me pick my mom. They showed me that current reality. And then they showed me from going, if I went back until I died. Very detailed, very fucking detailed. And in the end, I guess it's my point where I could affect history or whatever. And when I got to that point, okay, one was a selfish choice and one was a choice for others. And my whole life, I wondered why. Of course I'm going to take the choice for the others, but as I live life and pain and all this shit started to crowd on me, I started thinking, well, you know, suicide doesn't look so bad because I know where I'm going. It's a place where I'll be forgiven, and it's nothing, you'll be smothered in love and understanding, and you'll have all knowledge. But who wants to spend an eternity with all knowledge when you can't get to God? For me, that's, you know, that's I don't know if that's why this place exists or not. I honestly can't tell you if that's why or not, okay? I'm sure that when a baby dies, he goes to God. You know what I mean? They told me and they wouldn't let me remember. They fucking told me why about all this shit, and they wouldn't let me remember. The questions I'm thinking now, okay? So, if you take your life, you'll just come back and do it over and over and over and over again. You don't want to do that, okay? I understand this place is fucked up. I know that, and it's hard to be here. I understand that because I was there, okay? But that's your, you know, you have to be brave and live it out, because you have an effect that you don't even understand how great and, you know, long-lived and long-lasting and how dynamic a change you can make in the entire fucking universe with the simplest little decisions and choices that ripple down through time. Time's just relevant here, okay? And you live on a flat sheet. You're a three-dimensional projection of fucking information that's smeared on a surface somewhere, okay? Same way information's smeared on a black hole. It's a three-dimensional, you know, lie. It's a persistent fucking joke.